and welcome to the CYFS podcast. Joining me today on the panel is Donnie Morrison. Donnie, hello.
Thanks for having me, guys. Back week 3, or going through to our 9th teams. I should say we'll sum up to 9 teams this week. It's getting to the business end. If you're not practicing now, you pretty much lost the tournament. So big weeks in the lead up.
Yep, we're absolutely ripping and tearing through these teams. Also here tonight, won it a couple of times, knows what it's all about. Big J from Sal Bay, Drew Morrison.
G'day, everybody. How are we? It's been a big week in golf, I think, especially for the CYFS committee, so lots to talk about. But I always like this time of year. Black Friday sales coming up, people starting to buy some golf gear. The undercover golfer will be out in force very, very soon. So, yeah, should be a good couple of weeks coming up.
Thanks, Jim. And finally, we're missing, I should say, first of all, we're missing a couple of usual suspects. Ian Suarez is away with the junior CYFS program, hard at work. Tony Qatar has also got his hands tied. But the last man joining us tonight, the man with the most talked about ribs in the CYFS, it's Joe Wells.
Jock, we need the story. We need the story.
Rehab's been good. Ribs are back. Don't worry, Team Royal. I'm fit and firing.
Do you think it's a bit unnerving, Chock, that most of the committee still had you in 11th before you had a rib injury?
Yeah, that's right. I'd love to see the change predictions. No, it's always good to have an injury. It's like, Queensland State of Origin, someone's always sick. That's they're the cards we're playing this year. We'll see how that goes for us.
Chock, fair bit happened at Cogra on Saturday, but I'll get to you first before we talk about the big ticket. Maybe that was Sunday, the thing I'm thinking about. But regardless, Saturday at Cogra, I think the record was broken for most Voltarans taken in a single dosage by yourself to get through the round. Bit of a touch up in the end. Lost the B grade match play final.
Yes, I did get a touch up. Yeah, plenty of Voltarans were taken. The injury was fine. Felt okay. I didn't play my best golf. Came up against old Joe Carnuccio at Cogra, who had been quite dominant in his first 2 matches. And he was in pretty good form on Saturday. Parred most holes, bogey at worst. Ended up winning 5 and 4 or 6 and 4. So, yeah, we move on. We look at other things now. Put that out of my mind.
Funny, because Carnuccio actually translates to 2-putt par in Italian, so it's quite remarkable.
2-putt par by name and by nature.
And I believe the main item was Sunday. It was Sunday. It was Saturday. Okay. Who was? Take it away, Jim. You were there. Go on.
So we had a nice day out on Saturday. Myself, Antonio Suar, we're in a group of 3. Ran around the course. We're playing decent. Actually, we're playing all quite poorly. But we were starting to recover. Get around to the 12th, and El Presidente steps up to the tee, hits an absolute, what would you call it? A thin to win, just absolutely blasted one at the green. We thought it had blown past the hole, and then slowly, surely, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, trickle, disappeared. And massive hole in one. He's second at Cogra, which is outrageous.
It's quite remarkable.
Yeah,
he was on the 12th. I heard the screams from the 7th.
Was that loud? I heard they were calling it the. I heard they were calling it the Sally Pearson. It was ugly, but it ran well. Slice shot.
Wow. There was a video going around of Sly's reaction. He was very calm when he walked to the hole and just picked his ball out. Like, I think happens every day.
And there was just in the group, it was a little bit. There was a lot of disbelief. At one point we thought we were celebrating early because we thought we saw the ball in the hole on the walk up there.
Well, yeah, this is. I mean, did you he was saying that he saw it go in. I mean, you don't seem as convinced. I mean, you saw it disappear, but did you think it just like? Did you know it went in?
I didn't see it go in. So I thought he'd blown past the hole. So I was already starting to tee up my ball, and then Tony goes, "That just went in," and I'm like, "What?" But then it didn't look pretty, but it worked well. So
Full credit to him. You got guys who have played golf for 50 years and haven't got one, and Suarez got 2 to his name now.
crazy.
I will say, just on the back of Suarez hole in one, there was a bit of a flex by Trevor Carson in the group chat. If anyone saw it, he put a photo up of, I think he's had 6, and he's got himself.
That's outrageous.
It was a proper flex. It was very good.
I mean, when you play 23 rounds a week, surely the odds are in your favour. Very good.
Very good.
Now,
Well,
look,
he's doing better than Bryson at the moment. Bryson's been doing. I don't know if anyone's seen it. He's been
I just
doing
saw
a
that before we came on.
over his house. Yeah, he's on
he
day
hit the
15.
flag. Yeah, he hit the flag today. Don't mean to spoil it, but yeah, his YouTube series is really good as well, by the way. But anyway, back to important matters. I think we're going to get stuck into it. But there's a couple of people in the lobby. There's a couple of people in particular that want to have their say.
Time.
We're going to start with Team Lemon.
Blaze. We'll start with Blaze.
Blaze, yeah, really good. The run sheet was really good. This is going exactly as we planned. Jimmy, can you give us Blaze's 4 participants? A colour very close to your heart, Jim.
Oh gosh, I don't think I can.
I'm happy to take it off your hands, Jim. If you want it.
Yeah, there you go. I don't quite have that hand.
They call him the Croatian king, Alban Medziljic.
I don't think he's Croatian.
I hope he's Serbian. Their B grade are Mr. Daniel Chief Lamana, former winner. A new person to the CYFS community, Tony Abu Nassar. And then finishing off with a man who won the tournament with Daniel Lamana, Mr. Jared Walsh. So I think when you look at this team, we've spoken about a lot of times, you often find teams that have new people in it are underestimated just because we haven't seen them play before. But, I mean, we hark back to I think it was a Blaze at the time with Brent Mason winning with 4 debutants. So can be done. Yeah, Lamana and Walsh back together again. I mean, this could be a fairy tale, Chock. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it could be. Those guys had a famous victory together. You're right. The Blaze shirt, it is the most winning shirt, I believe. That's always an added bonus to be in that famous colour. Yeah. Alban, I believe, lowest marker in the field at the moment.
Yeah, it'd have to be close. Have to be very close.
That's always going to be an advantage.
Left-handed as well, has to be said.
Yes, left-handed. Tony Abu Nassar, we don't know a lot about him. Is he the one that got promoted from D grade?
Well, Tony made the fateful mistake, like maybe the day before the gradings. Could have been the day of, when he said, I used to play off 20 or something, but I haven't played in a long time. Rule number 1, never give your true form to the community.
Correct. Rule number 2, never get a keeperless.
Now, the interesting thing here is this, with Tony Abu Nassar, that's now 2 Lebanese Tonys, I believe.
Yes.
How many Lebanese Tonys are too many Lebanese Tonys? That's my question.
It's a great question. Because we do now, our committee, Tony, is the Lebanese lob wedge. So what do we go with Abu Nassar as?
Well, Chock, you were calling him something before. I don't want to repeat it on air, but you were calling him.
I believe he's a great lag putter, so we'll call him a Lebanese lagger.
him and Joe Carnuccio would be good.
I must say, this is another racial profile. I don't know if Tony Abu Nassar is Lebanese. This could be another highly racist little segment, but you know.
It could be the Saudi Arabian slicer or something. Who knows? The Saudi slicer. It could be anything. Who knows?
I believe that's a gang that already exists. We don't talk about them.
As Chief Lamana would say, halal in the streets, haram in the sheets. So you never know.
It's a great question. We did have the great man lined up. He keeps signing in and out of his waiting lobby, so we will go a little bit further on with this team. Chock, we've seen in the chat that Albin doesn't mind throwing a little bit of shade, which is great to see someone new to the community. And his scores are showing that he can play golf.
Yes, he hasn't. It's good to finally have someone that's going to stand up to Josh Cadella and not take his bullshit. So that's been a good little battle to watch. And yes, he has been playing. I can't remember what course he plays at. I think it's somewhere out west. And I believe that he hasn't played a whole lot this year or the last few years, but ever since signing up to the Invitational, he's been playing quite regularly, trying to get primed. And we're grateful we got him on board because I think we were pushing for that 15th team and we needed another A grader. And Sam Boyle was able to get him across the line. So that's really good for us.
Very good. He sort of gives this side a good push. The Jared Walsh connection here, is there any, I know Albin comes through a friend of yours, and I will bring in, while we've got the man available, the Chief Mad Dog, just to discuss this. Chieftain, are you there?
Hello, fellas.
You just have a hole in one.
That's what's going to happen when I wear that blaze shirt, fellas.
Oh, that's classic.
Do I look similar? Do I want to look similar? That's the question.
You're supposed to be speed dealers, mate. That's all you're missing.
First time, one-time champion, long-time listener. How are we, fellas?
Oh, welcome.
Chief, I believe Chief's been on every year since the podcast inception. Famously wearing, I think in the first year he played, he was in Team Cherry, and he wore an entire red outfit to my house, and we drank a bottle of Jack Daniels.
I think I remember that photo. I'll put the photo up in the video.
I'm pretty sure that was at Peakhurst, was it not? Or Penshurst?
Yeah, no,
it was at Penshurst. Can we please not release another of my addresses, please?
Ocean Street from memory.
How are we?
Chief, good mate, good. Any comment on the B grader at Macquarie Links today? Did you know anything about that, or yesterday? Sorry, any?
It was a very hot round. That's all I'm gonna say. It was very fucking hot. It was fucking boiling. Honestly, I hope it's not that hot on the day because I was sweating bullets, man. Fuck, I was sweating more than a Maori in a maths test. Let's put it that way. It was pretty full on. Who's on here? Donnie.
You've got
this is
Chock.
This is our most racist podcast ever.
Chief, I know you're a lovely Italian man. Did you know Carnuccio stands for two papa? Did you know that was the chief? That'll make more sense when you listen back. Trust me.
Copy. Sure.
Chief, let's get to the nitty gritty. This has gone a bit under the radar. Former member of Brighton Lakes Golf Club, famously shot 4 under off the stick there or whatever it was. Thoughts on?
I'll tell you what. I played with Stephen Stavropoulos, okay, very well respected man in the community, and he saw me shoot around there, and he couldn't fucking believe it. You want fact?
Okay, I will back that up. The other day in the Kickfree Cup final, I spoke to Steve Stav. That might have been the first time you guys played together, and he goes, mate, I saw Lamana play, and he said, "Fuck, how good's he?" And then ever since, it's been a very steady decline.
Shit house. Yeah. What do you do?
Chief, thoughts on the course? What do you think? Happy with the change of course this year?
Yeah, it's very it's a challenging course. You got to be able to hit straight. So Ben Jones is in a lot of trouble. Fuck, I've never seen a bloke hit a ball with that much fucking draw or fade in my life. I think he's the fade king. He fades, like every shot just boom, straight to the right. So he better pack about 2 packs of golf balls, I reckon. 24 packs. A lot of trouble.
You've played this tournament a lot of times. Have you graced the Blaze shirt before? Have you worn the Blaze before?
I wore Blaze. I think we came 4th. I think when we played with Blaze.
Was that you and your brother with Trev Carson?
No. We were in Fuck, what colour were we then? I don't know. I forgot. It was a terrible round of golf. That's all I know. No disrespect to Trevor Carson. But anyway, no comment. Moving on.
Chief, you're partnering up with an old sparring partner, a man you've won this competition with. You must be
Walshy.
pleased with that.
Oh, she's a mad dog. That bloke.
Tell us
there,
the story. Tell us the story.
I'll tell you what, right? We were playing exceptionally well. Honestly, that was probably the best I've played in a very long time that day. I was on fire, right?
Shame you didn't do that last year, mate, but that's all right. That's fine.
I know. I played like dog shit last year. But we were playing, right? And this bloke, Walshy, started vomiting on like the first hole, man. I'm not kidding. He was fucked, right? And I go, "You all right, mate?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm not feeling the best." And I was like, "Fucking hell." Anyway, we get to like, and don't mind you, on the day we played, it was like 38 degrees. So
It's hot.
not only the bloke was sweating bullets, right? He was fucked. Then I looked at Mick Hanley. I go, Mick, I think this bloke's got to go into the clubhouse, man. He's pretty fucked up. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you know what? He goes, mate, you're not wrong. So what do? We ask the committee. We go, mate, we got a player here that's struggling big time. And who comes along, right? The fucking president comes along.
Do you have his rule book in his hand?
The president comes along and he's like, he goes to the clubhouse, you lose one shot. And we're like, at this point, we're like 5 under, right? Walshy. And I go, bro, oh man, if you go to the clubhouse, we're gonna lose a point. And he goes, nah. He goes, I'll be sweet, bro. I'll be sweet.
Wow,
And
what a
when he
team,
said
man.
when he said that, he vomited in the bush. Right? Right? And then I shit you not. This is fucking as true as days, right? We were playing a hole. We were in a lot of trouble, right? It was me, Pete Wells, I think his name was, and Mick Hanley. We all did dog shit shots, and Walshy is dying in the cart, right? I'm talking like the guy's barely alive. We go, Walshy, just come have a shot, mate. Just try and get us on the green. I'm not kidding. We're about 110 out. I'm not kidding. He got it to within like fucking 3 meters of the hole.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for Walshy, mate, that guy there, he was the MVP on the day, mate. He was exceptional.
I'm
He's
sure he'll listen back. He'll listen back and love that.
Mate, true as day, man.
You know better than anyone when we get to this podcast that we're all here to see where the bus is headed tonight.
Yeah.
You've studied the teams at length. I'm sure you're
I've
a studious man. Correct. Who's coming last, Chief?
Look, I love Rob Scadella to death, but mate, they're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble.
Guys, I think we should take it easy on Rob Scadella. He's not handling this very well.
Rob,
He's become a very angry man.
I don't understand. How can they keep getting picked every year? I don't understand. No, that's got to be. If I was Rob, I'd be filthy.
This the year.
And who's the surprise packet?
Is it 3 years in a row they've been together?
I think it's 3 out of 4. Bruno was Uncle Bruno to myself was very quick to notify me there was 3 and 4, which is quite remarkable.
Yeah.
That's like Jared Wells, Gary Morrison sort of territory early seasons.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So I reckon. I think Kev Dart's got like big shoulders, mate. He's gonna have to carry that team. He's in a lot of trouble too. Galaxy, I think Galaxy's going to go really well. I think, like, apart from Blaze, we're going to win it. But I think Galaxy's going to be close to second, mate, because they're a good team. Okay. Especially if Tony and Stephen Stave rock up on the day. And Mark, I'll tell you what, Marky Dubs, that man is some golfer. He had some, like, shots that I've never even fucking seen before. Like, he's unbelievable. He just pulls them from nowhere.
You've obviously got the man with the greatest hair in the committee too. In the community, I should say, Mr. Paul McArdle.
Paul McArdle,
Uncliffe Connection.
The mop. Yeah, mate, I want hair like him when I'm fucking his age. Eh? What a shame.
Chief, what score do you think wins it, Chief? You know the course pretty well. What do you think wins it?
The way you played, Josh, the other day, fucking hell. I reckon 5 under wins it.
Good score.
Okay.
Pretty on par, I reckon, with what everyone said.
5, 6 under. It'll be close.
Yep.
But yeah, man. We're going to win it. Blaze is going to go. I don't even know who my first grader is. Who's my A grader?
Albin. I think he's Serbian or he's Croatian, I think. But we haven't quite worked it out.
Is he Yugoslav?
I'm not putting this video
I'm
up.
not
obviously.
unsure.
We're gonna get banned on YouTube.
We're gonna get cancelled, Jimmy. We're gonna get cancelled.
Chief, you've said you're coming first. The great thing about being on the committee is you're allowed to throw shade and no one really cares, which is great. So we're going to go through our predictions of who we think, or where we think, I should say, Blaze are going to finish. So I'm happy to kick this off. I actually think you got a team that can go pretty close. Albin's playing some great golf. I currently have Blaze in 5th position.
Ooh.
Yeah, so top third out of the 15. Jared
wow.
Wells.
I'd like to back Donny up there. I also think Blaze are a real shout this year, and I have them in 5th position.
Yeah, right. Nice. Thanks,
Very
Chop.
nice. Jimmy.
I've got Blaze with that cement mixer of the spots in the middle. So, like, I've got you in at 8, but you can finish as high as 6 or as low as 12.
Jimmy,
reckon.
do you know the cement mixer, mate? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Jimmy, you know you are allowed to just say one number as well.
Hey, well,
Also
8.
accepted.
I said 8. I said 8.
You know the mixture that you're supposed to do with cement, sand, and aggregate, Jimmy? Like, you know how to use that? Yeah. All right, good man.
Yeah,
He's got yours aggregate.
You guys are lacking some cement, is all I'm saying.
Josh, before we get to you, Scully, I will do Tony and the Prez. I'll start with the Prez. He's got Blaze placed close to his heart in 7th position.
Okay.
And Tony wasn't as nice. Tony has Blaze in 11th position.
Oh,
That's standard from Tony. He's
I wonder if that's why Tony's not here tonight.
I think he's just a bit jealous because I'm a B grade champion and I'm nearest the pin, and you know he's burning.
Scully, I'll let you last.
I haven't done a wager this year either. Yeah, talk to me, Josh.
I think this team can win it. I have them in 4th, but I think they can win it.
Me too.
Must be happy
just
with
for
those
your
comments, Chief.
Hey, what was that?
Must be happy with some of those predictions.
Yeah, I mean, typical from Antonio Qatar. They're like, you know, he's a sourpuss, so that's all right. But yeah, I think be close, mate. And I am playing probably 2 rounds a week now.
Wow.
I go straight after work. So
how many do you pay for?
Macquarie Links, yes, but
oh, nice.
the Valley never. I will never pay for a round of golf in the Valley.
Shout out.
No wonder it's going under.
A little birdie told me there could possibly be a round next week at Brighton Lakes.
I don't know. You got to speak to the undercover golfer, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Watch this space.
Watch that space, mate. But yeah, always fun to talk to you fellas. Maybe cancel out that part about Serbia and Croatia. But yeah, okay, happy days. But
thanks, Chief. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, and God bless the president. God bless
See you, mate.
See you, Chieftain.
There aren't many better guests than the Chief, are there? There are not many better guests.
I always love a visual gag when you're doing an audio podcast. That's my favorite. No one knows why we just laughed at that, and then I love it.
Mate, Chief's been around. This might be his 7th. This might be his 7th invitation. So you can say what you want about his golfing ability. He's got runs on the board invitational time.
Been there on that.
Yeah.
Never come last.
Never come last. I would say by and large outperformed. Typically has outperformed where we sort of see him and his team.
And to agree. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, with Albin as well. I think I genuinely think these guys could be thereabouts.
Albin and the Chipmunks.
Albin and the Chief Monks. Surely.
Could be. We'll find out. Find out his heritage, and then we'll come back. Oh,
I think he's Australian. Let's be very
I've
clear.
heard of
He's Australian.
I don't know. I already love the Densel Park this time of year, but who knows? We'll find out. That's the home of Sydney Croatia if anyone's playing at home in the soccer. We will move on swiftly to our second team we'll preview tonight. And this is a team that hosts the A-grade champion from last year. So I speak of Brent Mason, B-grader Patrick Charlton, another Tony Birrell joins the crew, and Daniel Parmagos down there in the D-grade. Scully, you have been glowing of Tony Birrell. Give us a bit of the backstory there.
I have never seen Tony Birrell play golf. Up until he applied for this year's tournament, I wasn't aware that he played golf. I have spent multiple afternoons and evenings with Tony Birrell on the piss. And what I will say is, whatever happens, he will be the funnest person at this year's Invitational. By an absolute country mile.
Yes.
Well, you could
That's
argue.
what-
He seems like a party man.
Yeah, I think Daniel Paragos won't be too upset with that. So that's good.
I'm hearing there is and maybe a range session for one of these members in the side tomorrow evening as well, which gives them a little bit of strength where they're probably not expecting, which is great. And Chock, I mean, you got to witness firsthand the strength of Brent Mason last year as the winner. What surmise his game? What's he got?
Yeah, well, obviously, first and foremost, he's won 2 invitationals in the A grade position. You've obviously got Mick Hanley's won 3, he's won 2. So you'd almost say, second best invitational player of all time. You could look at it that way. He is known for his long hitting. He's probably hits the ball longest in the field, possibly. But last year he showed that's not the reason you win invitationals. Everyone knows you've got to make your birdie putts. How do you make birdie putts? You put it close to the pin. And his approach shots were very, very good last year. So I think Charlton is also quite a long hitter. So there could be some par fours where these guys are sort of chipping distance for their second shot on par fours. But I think Brent Mason's also got other parts to his game as well.
Great to hear. Well, why not bring the man in that we speak of into the chat? And we welcome to the show Mr. Brent Mason. Welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen.
All hail the champion, as they say.
That's right.
Surprised the vest isn't on, mate, to be honest. This must be the first day you've taken it off since, or?
Oh, mate, I didn't want to come in cocky at all. I figured Chock wasn't wearing his. I didn't want to stand out like a sore thumb.
That's right,
Very
mate.
good.
Some of the
Very
boys
gracious.
get a bit upset if we keep flaunting it, so you just got to take it easy.
Mason, obviously last year, you might listen back to this, but Chock just said not only is driving your strength, but chipping was very on last year. Different course we played this year. I just want to get your thoughts. Have you played Brighton Lakes before?
I haven't played it since it was redone, so a little bit rusty on the layout. But hopefully looking to get a few practice games in before the end of the year. So
Yes. Have you been playing much this year, Brent?
I stopped playing it about the June, so I haven't had really any rounds since about 5 months.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
You're
confidence.
probably not alone there.
Confidence.
Hey, Brent, Josh Scudella, you might remember me from carrying you through about 15 years of baseball. How you going?
Sorry, who's that?
Very good.
Mace, how's things? Last time I saw you was the King Fruit Cup round at Hurstville. What's happening?
Mate, not a lot. Just keeping busy with work, life. Try to keep the low profile nowadays. Adjusting to old age beautifully, thank you.
Brent, you've won.
yeah, sorry.
You've won 2 of these. I was just saying before. Only 2 A graders have ever won 2 or more. You're one of them. You have been pushed into A1. I know that most of the committee think you're going to be able to handle that just fine. What are your thoughts on that?
Look, I think I shouldn't have an issue this year as well. being A1 or A2, it doesn't really matter. I think as long as you've got a good bunch of people behind you for the rest of the team, definitely falling in strengths with your C graders and your B graders, which Chuck, you and I had last year, where you were able to sort of step up where I wouldn't hit a good shot. So I think it's more just comes down to the course management and the ability to lead on the day.
So from that, I know Jimmy often speaks about this as well, and I'll go to him if he needs to, but we talk about what's the most important grade on the day. Obviously, the A grade has to do a lot of the heavy lifting, but where do you think the second most important grade is? Like, do you think it's the C grade has to be up to scratch, the D grader can make putts? Like, what do you see as the main reason to win?
I would definitely say your C or your B grader are going to be your biggest strengths on the day. Especially your C grader can step up, can always be the wild card, and can just really pull it out.
Yeah. I think if nothing else, last year proved that. No, I won't say that. I was going to do a bit of a kickless kick, but I'm not going to. I'll leave it alone.
Well, the president shares the same. The president shares the same theory with his C grade approach. President's all in on the C grader being the most important player. So there might be a bit of truth to that.
Always the underdog. So never sleep on them.
I have one for you, Brennan. Unfortunately for this young man, George Kickless, he gets a lot of shade on this podcast from mainly people from the outside. Last year, give us a rundown of his game. How did he excel and get you guys the trophy?
Look, I think he definitely hit a few good tee shots where we needed him to. I think his strengths fell more in the short to mid irons and maybe the occasional putt. So I think he should. He's pretty handy where he is at the moment. So
did he birdie a hole on his own? Is that correct?
Look, I think there was that short par 4, wasn't it, Chalk?
He did, yeah. I think it was the 8th, I think.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. From a D grader.
Look, I'm pretty sure I threw my driver into the farmstead across the way by that point. So
I know that feeling.
I think a D grader could also be like really important on the day. They can be the one that sort of pushes you that extra bit to get the win. Like George obviously birdied a hole on his own, gave us, some good tee shots, which put us in great positions. And then they can also cost you at times as well.
Yeah.
If you can get nothing out of them. So yeah, another really important position. If you've got a D grader that's like, well, actually surprisingly helping you a little bit, that's a real bonus.
Well, yeah, and that's where strategy comes into play, right? You can, they're going to be inconsistent. That's part of being in D grade. We understand that, and so it's just about whose strategy comes to play then as well, right? You got to try and make the best of the hands you're dealt.
Yeah.
Across the board, and I'm just saying that all the D graders don't play well. They always have their peaks and troughs. That goes for CB and A, right? So yeah, it's just a matter of working out your strategy and making it work.
Talking about strategy, Brent, do you have a strategy? Like, are you a man? Are you just flying by the seat of your pants, or are you going, we're taking it straight away, D grader, etc.?
Look, I think at this point I've tried to find my teammates on Facebook and just to try and sort of work something. I don't think I think they've already was smart enough to block me. So
I'll give you some insight. So Pat Charlton is Matthew Drake's cousin by marriage. So if he's as reliable as Drake, I wouldn't wait too long. I'd just move on, mate.
I believe Charlton may have had his second child not long ago, so he's playing about as much golf as a donut.
Oh goodness.
Brett, let's get into the nitty gritty. Who do you think comes last, and why do you think it's Mitch O'Neill's team?
Look, there's the elephant in the room, and it's a left-handed elephant. So he's swinging at the wrong hole the whole way.
It's Albin Mazidulic.
I think this is going to be like the 5th year in a row Brent has picked Josh to come last.
No, mate, he's a phony, mate. He's a fucking phony.
Look, I might as well keep it consistent and keep it going. I think there's 3 strong players in Team Apple, and Scully, you're not one of them.
Hang on, let me do the math there. There's 4 players. There's
Yeah.
no, fair enough. Who? Bruno, where do you think?
Who's at the top?
Yeah, who's at the top? Go on.
Look, I think that's. I've got a few names on the list there. I reckon it can be anyone's game. I think Cherry, Shark, Harbour, Galaxy, Royal, and Mulberry. Got to support Mulberry because that's my brother from another mother.
Hey, dudes. Very good. I noticed you didn't mention Sky then, Brent. Were they just at the bottom of the list?
I can't read 3-letter words.
Very good. Well, as you know, we get to now tell you how we think your team will go, Team Lemon. I will start with Jimmy because for some reason it's not the prettiest reading, so I will let Jimmy lead off. Jimmy, go ahead.
I'll be completely honest. You're in 12th on my predictions. I know it doesn't sound pretty, but again, I'm going to refer to that the concrete, the cement mixer. It's you could finish as high as 6. It's like
Jimmy, spare me. Just tell him he's 12 and that's it. Stop this fucking 6 bullshit.
Yeah, but
just put me out of my misery.
Any one of them.
That's right.
Any one of them.
Talking of 6th, Brent, I've got Lemon in 6th. I think you guys are definitely top half of the draw. I can see you comfortably winning it, but I can also see you finish that mid-pack. So I've got you in 6th. I will just, while we don't have them on the line, obviously we've got the Prez and Tony. Antonio has Lemon in 8th, so right in the middle. And the Prez has been very nice to you guys, and he's got you guys in 3rd, which is quite high. I'll go to Choc next. I'll leave Josh's prediction till last. Choc, the Lemon team. Where do you have them?
I've never really seen the other 3 play, so I'm not too sure about them. But I know Brent is a very good team captain. I've got them in 7th position. I think they'll be there or thereabouts. I think they're definitely capable of winning it, but I've just popped them in 7th.
Very nice. And Scurry, bring it home.
I would like to caveat my prediction by saying I wasn't aware of Brent's stance when I made my predictions, and that would have heavily altered my opinion. However, we are here now, so I must stand by my prediction. I think we've saved the best team till the 8th preview. I believe Lemon will win the 2024 CYFS Invitational.
Wow, that's a very high prediction.
And Brent, I still don't like you. It doesn't change. It doesn't change how I feel about you.
Look. If you want, I've still got last year's scorecard. If you want to hold a winning card.
Just for your knowledge, Brent.
I'll see you at the pub on Friday. I'll buy you a beer, Scully. we'll kiss and make up then.
Not again.
Kissing.
With those predictions, Mace, out of the 9 teams so far predicted, you're in 3rd as an average, so 3rd spot at the moment. So that's out of the 9 teams. So pretty good to that top end. Thanks for joining us, mate. It's always a pleasure to have you on the podcast. 2-time winner now, as Choc said. It's no mean feat. So congratulations on that. And looking forward. It hasn't been picked up yet, but it's a month to the day. It's the 27th. So we're literally a month away from golf time. So really looking forward to it. And enjoy the next couple of weeks of being a champion, because it probably won't be that on the 27th around midday. So
cheers, mate.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, guys. You have a good
night.
night.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
How many invitationals has Mason played? 3, 4, maybe 5?
I'd go there as 5. I'd go 5.
This might be his fifth.
We won with Blaze
may have
at
missed-
Georges River.
Yes.
One last year. He played another one. I think he was with Gavin Drayton one year.
He played with Gav Drayton. Gav Drayton said he was a very good golfer.
Might
Was
only
it
have
Chockers?
3 or 4. I don't know. But
He's
that'd be-
played
if
at
he
least.
if he could win again this year, that'd be quite amazing. That's Hanley territory.
Yeah, pretty impressive from Mason. Really good bloke. Really good guy to have around the traps.
Yeah.
I've got him in at 2021, as far back as that. 2020,
How many fees?
2020
He
not
fees?
listed. So, oh no, he's listed. Sorry,
That's probably the
2020.
year
So
they
it's
won.
at least
But
he's fifth.
2021 didn't happen.
No,
He
it
played.
did.
Oh, no,
It did, yeah.
I'm an idiot.
No,
Yeah.
it did. So, I mean, at worst, he's won 2 or 4 that he's played, which is
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's
Pretty-
very good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. I mean, I reckon that sums up Lemon. Quite a good prediction and quite vast as well. I think we had Jimmy at 12, you at 1, Sco. It's could be anywhere. So, great to see that come through. Chock, we're up to the last team now. Happy for you to run through this one because you do have someone in A grade that you know a little bit about.
Yeah, I believe that'll be the team of Hayden Rook, Matt Drake, Fred Wilson, and Nicole Dart. Hayden Rook, he's a good mate of Brad Hawkins. He's a Bankstown member. I've played golf with him probably about 4 times, maybe over the last few years. And we've done a little. Myself and Sam Boyle paired up against Hayden and Brad. We had a best of 3. They won that. They won the first 2. We didn't go to a decider. Then we changed it up. We played myself and Hayden versus Sam and Brad with a handicap. We won 2 in a row. So out of the 4, he's won all 4.
Nice.
And he's a really good golfer, good Ambrose player, has the ability to, if needed, take like a 3-iron off the tee. And I've never seen him miss a fairway with it. Hits it long. So that's probably going to be really handy for Matty Drake, who hasn't played a lot recently and can be a real hit or miss golfer. I think if he's on, they could be a real powerhouse. Fred Wilson is a regular golfer, Castle Hill.
Yep.
That's always good for them. And Nicole Dart, former C grader.
Yeah.
She's
Big.
have to be at the top of the tree in D grade.
Yeah, weapon. Absolute weapon in D grade. Definitely.
Big time. We did speak of Fred Wilson, Castle Hill, not an easy course, gets around it very often. Matthew Drake, obviously not playing a lot of golf. And let's just see how much golf he is playing because he joins us now live from the lobby. The MD, Mr. Matthew Drake, welcome to the potty. Oh, it's a strong moustache too.
I'll tell you what, bit of a Canterbury baseball feel about tonight's podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of a Canterbury baseball feel.
We had put a lot on.
Hang on, I've just had Matty Drake's shoulder pop out. Hang on.
Oh, how good. Yeah, we've had
Hasn't popped out for
Chief
a while, actually.
Chief Lamana, Brent Mason. Now we'll leave the best to last. Matthew Drake, welcome to the podcast.
Wow. Thank you very much for having me. 3rd year now, I think, in a row for my podcast.
Yeah.
More podcast than Tony this year.
Very good.
Are we coming live from the Illawarra region?
We are indeed, yeah. I'm down
nice.
in the Illawarra now, so yeah.
Wow.
No
Have
more
they got
Sydney.
internet down there?
Is that dial-up or?
There's quite a delay, actually. Quite a delay.
Anywhere near the Windang Tourist Park there, Drez? Or?
I don't think we'll be going back there ever again.
A little inside joke. Perfect. Drakey, obviously, I think this would be your 6th year at the Invitational. Is that right? 6th or 5th?
I think fifth.
Yeah, played a fair few. Obviously, new course this year, Brighton Lakes. You were lucky enough to play around out there. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was. It was a good little round. Played Ambrose with Gaz. That was an interesting day.
Thoughts of the course?
Yeah, no, really good. I think it'll be a little bit different than, Camden Lakeside and then Georges River. I think that, it could be really low scores and then maybe a couple of high scores as well.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I think
know,
a few teams
yeah.
could get into trouble this year. What sort of big scores do you think we could see?
Look, I don't think any worse than the year we had +5, but
Tough course, George's River. +5, that's the thing to be sneezed at.
Hang on, was Drews part of the +5 team?
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
was.
forgot that. Oh.
Yeah.
So it was you, Don Johnson, Chris Duffield, Mark Wells. Is that right?
Yeah, big year.
That's not the worst C&D graders there.
How do you have +5 and a 4-man Ambrose?
I don't think it was the C and D grader that was the problem.
I was the C grader, actually. C grader then.
No, exactly. But I think Mark blew his back out, and he was hobbling around the course.
And Duffield.
I think
Didn't have
Duffield's
the
still looking for the ball off the tee. He hasn't seen one yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
the club head's still at George's River.
That's the best.
You will be travelling out from the Illawarra probably at this time. I know you liked the travel before from Pyrmont. Have you checked how long it's going to take you on maps to get to Brighton Lakes?
I think it's actually quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can just jump on the M5. You're fine.
Yeah.
You'll be right.
Less tolls too.
Look, I must admit, Drews, now that we're in a public forum, whenever we choose a new venue, the committee sits down and we check where you're living. And what we do is from there, we choose the furthest possible venue.
We've changed. We're playing in Northbridge next year, so it's going to be a long way.
I reckon. I reckon the reason I'm not buying clubs is because I can't afford the tolls as well. Very expensive. Golf is an expensive sport already.
Yeah. What's the tactic this year? Is it kind of just rock up and see what happens?
I think so. I think I'm really hoping that this Hayden Rook is going to lift this year, because I think for me, my golf game can go either way. It can go, hit the ball straight, or I can hit them all off the hosel. So it'll be an interesting day out.
I did just say that before you jumped on. I said you can be real hit or miss. I think you're in a pretty strong team, so if you're on, it's look out.
Yeah, so I've had fortunately after the +5 incident, which we shouldn't talk about any longer. We've had some good days out at Camden Lakeside. So I think maybe second or third with Marky Dubs, Pete Wills, sorry. And we had a good year with Timmy Wilson last year. Thank God for Joel Gladman.
Didn't you win?
It's nice to see him. I know. Yeah, we won with Marky. Yeah.
So you went. Did you go from last to first?
Last to first. Yep.
Yeah.
You get to play with Tim's dad, Fred Wilson, this year. Do you know if he vapes or not, Fred?
Look, I heard that he plays golf twice a week, so I think that's going to be very, very handy for us around the green, and some consistent golf, because my golf can, like we said, be a bit hit and miss.
I like it.
Dude, let's get into the nitty gritty. Who do you think's going to win? Who's coming first? Who's taking on the Chockies?
Look, I think Brent Mason, he's hard to go past. Look, he's had played 3, 1, 2. He's hard to go past. I think Marky Dubs with the 2 stabs, that's going to be a hard team to beat. I know, there's been some chat about them before. I think they're the 2 teams that, I don't know. It's just hard to go past Brent Mason. That's all.
Yeah,
true. Yeah, he got some pretty good reviews. We just did his team. I think everyone gave him a pretty good review about Jimmy, but
Jimmy had him in 12. Jimmy had him in 12, so he wasn't stoked.
Hey, someone's going to come 12th. It was unfortunate. All right.
Hey, you never know. They might come 12. So let's just wait.
Who do you think's coming last, Drakey?
Look, I think there's no doubt that Chock's team's coming last.
Come on, let's hear it.
Look, Choc, look, credit to you. You've been moved up to A grade. The rest of the committee seems to be dropping grades. I think it's going to be a tough challenge up there for you. You've already had, getting up to A grade was always going to be hard. And then they gave you Colin Chapman and they gave you Dom Johnson. I mean,
That's
Look.
fine, mate. That's fine. I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing.
and then, Dom Johnson couldn't even back you either last time, like when he was on the
Yeah.
pod last week. So,
atrocious.
That's
I'm
all
just
right.
hoping that I'm not playing behind him because I'm a very impatient golfer and that backswing is very slow.
I will say, breaching confidentiality agreements. When the gradings were released, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. Matty Drake, along the lines of, "How the fuck am I still in B grade? What the fuck is this grading? I haven't fucking played in 6 months, etc., etc., etc." So Drake is embracing the B grade mentality, which is great.
Yeah, look, I've been put into B1. I'm literally paired or, playing in a grade with people who play golf every single week, day in, day out. Jimmy plays golf, 14 times a week or something?
Yeah, but I wish I didn't. That's the difference.
Tony has
Great news. I've
16
just
lessons.
looked. We are teeing off behind you, so we're going to be hitting up on you all day.
Excellent. You won't be hitting many fairways, so I'm not too scared.
I'm going to tell Dom to aim over those right-hand side trees and land it on top of your head in the fairway.
Oh,
Focus on
goodness.
getting
All right,
past
let's give him our predictions.
Well, I now know how Josh feels because Brent Mason just said Josh is going to come last, and then Josh had to say that Mason's going to come first. So it does pain me to say this. I have Alaska in first position.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
Ken finished as low as 15th, I'd like to add.
Look, you've got some insider knowledge. I believe Hayden Rook is a friend of yours, so pretty handy golfer. So looking forward to playing with
you've done all right there.
you.
Jimmy, where did you have this team? Alaska.
I have Alaska in 7th.
7th. Not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
Scully, where do you have these guys?
I have these guys, Rook, Line, and Sinker. I have them in 6th place.
Big Hados. 6th place. Tony had you guys in 3rd, Drakey, so making a podium.
Wow.
The press had you in 5th, which is not bad. I tell you what, mine's left field. Mine
when everything else has been quite high, that's not a good thing.
There's always an outlier.
Chock sort of talked me through this not that long ago, where in one of your predictions you need one that's really going to rock the boat, so to speak. Mine came in week 2 when I had Mulberry in 4th. That's very high. A lot of people had them a lot lower.
Just give him the prediction, Donny. Just give him the 15.
Alaska, the colour still gives me nightmares from last year. I will never wear the colour again. I will just withdraw. I have Alaska in 14th position.
Wow.
That's all right. Second last. That's fine.
It's not bad. It's
Look,
not bad.
It's not last.
I'm very confident that we're not going to come last this year. So, I think after that nightmare episode of +5, it's never going to happen again.
Correct.
We weren't bringing that up.
I've shared a thought. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this too, Drakey. I've discussed it with Sco before. When your team gets drawn, there's 3 categories. There's, I will win this thing. I'm not going to come last. That's the main one that a lot of people fit into. And I'm fucked. Where did you think you sat when this team was drawn?
Look, the 3 other players, I don't know enough about to say whether we're going to win it or not. Now, I've been told Hayden is quite a quality golfer, but anyone knows on the day, you just, you can, particularly at Brighton Lakes, there's some plenty of difficult holes to kind of hit into. We've got a dart on our team, which is always good. Probably, I think same amount of wins as Curtis and Kev put together. So, I mean, that's positive for us. And then, you know, we've got someone who plays golf consistently 2 days a week. I mean, that's going to be very, very important. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we come. But look, hoping with those predictions, I mean, we do okay. But again, my golf can go either way. So we'll just see how we go on the day.
Love it, mate.
Here's a bit of a self-indulgent question.
Go. Yes.
Just a real quick one. Last year, you played with me in my Camden Lakeside round where I shot like a stupid score. Well publicised round last weekend, the Kickford Cup final. And the great friend that you are, immediately, as soon as the score started flooding in, Driz along the lines of, he did this last year, he'll just choke again. Thoughts on my form heading into this year's Invitational?
Look, I think you literally have just cursed yourself again. You did this last time. You got 40 points at Camden Lakeside. It's an unheard of score. And then you couldn't even hit a green the day you came. So I think you're in trouble. And the fact that you've got Lachlan Greer, who's moved up, I think, from C grade to B grade, I mean, you're in strife, I reckon.
LG's a good golfer. He'll be fine. Thanks for your time. Anyway, that's enough for today. Thank you.
Look, I'm really happy to be on the pod again. Excited for the 27th.
Yeah.
28th, just for those that... No, I'm lying. 27th. It should be a good day. So looking forward to it.
Thanks,
Love
Driz.
Thanks,
mate.
very much.
Thanks for coming on.
And
Yeah,
can we
mate.
just talk about, where's the Prez?
Oh.
He's with the juniors. He's looking
Big
after the
things on
junior
your
program. He'll be back next week. He was just clashing his
School
days and stuff.
School holidays.
Hits a hole in one and decides he doesn't need to come back on the podcast.
It is disappointing.
Very
Is this-
disappointing.
I was
Is this
ready,
what the people
I was ready to hear.
wanted when they voted him in? Is this what they wanted?
I don't know.
Well, a big
I reckon
reminder
they
that the nominations and the voting is coming up on Australia Day. It's not far away. It's a couple of months away.
Jimmy, you have to run against. You've been president that many times at official events. You have to run against him, Jim.
We'll see. We'll see.
You had my.
I don't know if I've got it in me. I got knocked back too many times, mate. I don't know.
There might be a coup happening here. I don't know. I might have to leave.
Thanks, Driz.
See you.
Thanks,
Cheers,
mate.
cheers.
Yeah.
See you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
I mean,
Very
a lot rests on the unknown shoulders of H. Rook. We're going off what Chock says. Chock, obviously, a valued opinion of the CYFS community. However, Hayden Rook is an unknown quantity.
I think a lot rests on Matthew Drake. Hayden Rook's going to get out there and he's going to play well. That team's not going to come last, no matter what happens. I think if Drakey really maybe puts a bit of time in, has a few practice games, I think he's got a W there sitting waiting to happen.
Wow.
I think Drakey's best golf is B1. Absolutely. I've played an Osro 4-ball with him, I believe. He's got a bit in the kit bag. Believe you me.
Absolutely.
He's got it in him. Yeah.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up for the evening, I will say we do have an important announcement regarding Team Harbour. We were notified earlier on this week that there was a withdrawal of a player. We acted swiftly and have made arrangements to have this player replaced. So, fortunately, Tom McCarthy has withdrawn from the competition, but we have been able to fill the competition with a 20 marker, Mr. Alan McKenzie, great uncle of the president. So, we're looking forward to welcoming Alan McKenzie into the fold. 20 marker, not too bad. I think the difference in handicap was a mere point. So, very excited to welcome Big Al McKenzie in.
13th debutant at the 8th CYFS Invitational, I believe. 13th, I believe.
Yeah, I think it'll be up to 13 now. Correct. Another big stats.
Alan McKenzie.
The latest family member of Ian Suarez since Graham and
Cameron Jones.
Cameron Jones.
The tree lopper.
How is
Alan
this real big
McKenzie.
business going?
Alan McKenzie's claim to fame famously bowled middle stump Alan Border in an under-16s state high school championships.
Correct.
And 1978, I believe. So
There you go.
Young. AB must have been young in the under 16s.
yeah, no, he's top quality cricketer.
Oh, you talk some shit.
Before the day, there's not too much else that we have to get through as a committee, but I will just say that we've had a couple of people that have reached out looking for looking for some contacts in terms of who's their team member. Can you pass me on this? Can you pass me on that? We are open to that. We do have a glossary of names, emails, and phone numbers if you do want to get in touch with people. So feel free to get in touch with us whenever you need. Scoey, you were going to just touch quickly on the Trump election and how that may force us into some changes next year.
No,
Oh, okay, sorry, it wasn't you.
I think we've been pretty racial in this podcast. I don't think we need to get political as well.
Mate, I've got a lot of editing to do. I was just going to say, Donny, most, if not everybody, is in the group chat. So if you're looking for a number, maybe look there first. Most people have said hello in there, and if they haven't said hello, and if you don't have the number stored, WhatsApp will give you, and I guess what their name is, just based on people talking in there and their contact list. So yeah, check in there first. If they're not in there, just reach out to us. We'll let you know that.
Perfect.
Sorry, if you are looking for a game, Bright Lakes are pretty hospitable. I spoke to them about playing next week. They're a pretty easy club to deal with. So if you want a game, go for it.
Yeah, and they're good with large groups too. To be completely fair.
Correct.
Yeah.
With no issues next week, it's looking like we'll have Harbour, Pink, and Imperial hopefully up. Which is going to be exciting. We've got a couple of debutants in those couple of groups too. So really looking forward to having a chat with them. Maybe Dimmy Kickless get a run on Kev Dart. I know Kev loves getting the bus started. Another great episode. Chock, what have you got for us to finish off?
Just following on the big week from the president and the hole-in-one, we did discuss just before the pod aired that the first person to get a hole-in-one at the Invitational will have a trophy named after them. So big incentive there to stick it closer on the par threes.
And what was the other incentive, Chock? We came up with the following year. What happens there?
Oh yes, that's right. If you get a hole-in-one, you then don't pay the next year. Free registration. So yeah, that's unreal.
Love it. I've got nothing else to add. Scurry, anything from you?
No.
Perfect. Jimmy?
Nope.
As to I see you do need to sign off though, so I'll leave it in your capable hands. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Actually, I will say one quick thing just before we go. Like and subscribe our shit. I'm sick of seeing like 15 subscribers on YouTube or whatever. Go and check out our YouTube, check out our Instagram, check out Facebook's kind of dead, but everything else, you can check out the website as well. I don't know what Scully. I think stand in front of it, Scully, or behind it. You can't see it's hidden. Yeah, there you go.
Fruit Cup. Very good.
But yeah, anyway, thanks everybody. And check your stats before I check them. That's
Very good.
Perfect.
Still
Good, Jim.
All right.